Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. This is the session in continuation of our previous video in which we showed you the bank statement conversion from PDF to Excel sheet, and then later on these are the three steps uh, which converts the raw data uh, imported from the PDF into the Excel, and then it tabulates automatically, right? Step one takes only the header information of each transaction, and step two completes the job of step one, that is the, all the description are completed, completely entered, okay, in one line, and the amount and the balance is plotted, is put in a proper column. Means debit is placed in debit column, credit is placed in credit column, and the balance is also put as appearing in the statement. Later on, in step three, it it identifies if there is any problem with the difference, then it indicates one here. That means some rounding differences appear, right? It is comparing this minus this, and what the balance is coming like this manner, okay? It is coming with this manner, and then it is checking what bank has reported. So that is, of course, in a hidden column, right? That is J or J and K and L, okay, right? So J, K, and L, right? And it is checking that if H, column H is the place where the balance as of the balance as mentioned in the bank statement. If you see, if you go to the H, this is the balance as appearing in the bank statement, right? So it calculates and finds out if there is any difference, then it puts one. You see this? The H is 444.54, and here this is not, this is different. Although it is appearing all the same, but it is different. How we know that? If we get into it and press F9, so it is 444.53999. This case, so not exactly 444.54, but it is 444.53999, like this. Okay. So wherever there is any sectional difference, it is alerting you by putting in one in there. Okay. So my father, late father, he used to say that the banks have millions of transaction entries, and if they start utilizing the rounding difference, that would come a considerable amount of saving. All right. Uh, so this is what my father used to tell me when I was in childhood. But I still am not investigated it or verified it, but I just recollected his statement that he said that even a slightest rounding difference, and if it is accumulated in thousands of entries, so it comes to some big amount, because they have thousands of customers, and thousands of customers have thousands of entries, and each entry has some rounding difference, and like this. So the bank have a source of revenue in this manner. But so this is just a thing which a school of thought which I'm sharing with you. That's not mine. Okay. So anyway, the rounding difference is not something we can just overlook it or ignore it. So we should find it out that one. Once I was doing a reconciliation I was in a job. There was a difference of 1 rupee in the statement. The statement what we made internally in our office, and the bank statement. So 1 rupee is different was there. So I checked with the auditors. Would it cause a difference, uh, or we can neglect it? So the chartered accountant, he told me that that if there is a difference of like this 1 rupee or something, so it is going to be said, it is going to be considered not 100% reconciliation. So your 100% reconciliation, bank reconciliation target is not achieved because of that 1 rupee, which we are ignored. So I went to the bank and I told them that this is one of the entry which is making the difference. So could you let me know how we can achieve the 100% in the egg. So they did not have any answer to my query anyway. So this is one aspect I wanted to share it with you. This is my own experience I've had. Okay, so today we are going to discuss this the code, right? The step one, as we can tell you that it clears all the format, remove everything, and it starts working on the C column, right? And it starts plotting. So it assumes that you have collected all the data from the bank statement and made the control C. And while placing your cursor in the C6, you are pressing control V. So that brings all the text, unformatted information, right? And so that this is the mandatory requirement processing before we run the step one. So the step one, as soon as it is completed, what it does, it makes sure that all are blank except this. And then it starts from this place and it starts putting the dates here and bringing the first line other than the date description here, right? So this is the step one. The step two starts getting only the selected dates. It select one date and then completes this description, right? And then puts the amount somewhere here, right? So amount and the transaction amount and the running balance, right? So these are plotted here. The step three, it tabulates and brings the the statement in the normal form in which well, there's a one-liner manner and it also assigns the accounts, right? And those accounts are used in here and in the ledger you can use those accounts to filter, right? So let's go and see the code of the step one. The step one, to see the code, we go to the right click and we go to the sign window and click edit. So this is where the code is, right? In which it is first of all clearing the filter mode, then it clears whatever is written in the D to M column. All the D to M column are removed, contents are removed, clear, and also everything in the column A and B, all the contents are removed, right? So and then it starts from here and reaches to the from date of the so that it can work out that which of the year, right? So the year variable is important because there is no mentioning of the date of the year of the date. The 4th July is mentioned, but it is not mentioned year 2022. So this is a drawback on the part of the bank's statement, uh, and that for this you have to see that from which is it there, and you understand your own self that this is 2022, right? So this is I have no uh, uh, understanding of why the bank would like to do such a thing, right? Okay, so this is how we have this set up this thing that it takes the year from date and then gets the year part and the right 4 characters or from date is taken into the year variable and it continues, and each time it checks if the previous date is great is it has to be always lesser than the current date. As soon as the current date becomes lesser, it means the year is changing, and that is the point. The year is incremented with 1, and this how it removes that drawback of the bank statement from the Mizan Bank, right? Okay, so this is the simplest thing that is there. It's a very short program. And that's what it does. It runs through every line by line until it reaches to the blank line. So this is the blank line and it terminates, right? So all it does is that putting the date in here and the partial description is set in there. And step 2, this partial description is going to be completed. So we click the step 2 and you will see this partial description is now complete description. In addition to all the tabulation requirement is also fulfilled, right? Like that, it was only ATM cash, but now it is ATM cash, then concatenated with withdrawal, Abul, right? Abul, okay, and then Abul Isfahani Road, yeah, Isfahani Road, and the span, and then this is what the transaction ID, and then it takes this debit and credit, debit and balance amount. So this is the balance. 1027 is the running balance, and the closing balance is there. So step 2, let's see the code of the step 2 is go to the assign and go to the edit. So this is the step 2. It clears all the auto filter mode first into it, and then it starts working. A1 and down select means go to A1 and press control down arrow. So end down or control down is right. And when this job is complete, press control down, it will take you to the next and next and next. And this how it completes until it reaches to somewhere where there is no more records, then it terminates, right? So this is how it is done. And we show you the loop, yeah, do while loop until the selected cell is black, right? So it is when each time it is taking the next line, so it will not be blank. So it will, as soon as it gets blank, the loop will terminate, right? And the last row of this is stored so that anytime when the program attempts to go further to this last row, so it will execute. Right? Okay, so this is the do loop in which it is concatenating the text. Text is equal to text plus, right? So it is concatenating and building a complete text of description, right? So this is making the complete description, and also it is for taking the balance amount and the transactions of our amount separately in here, right? So this is done. Once this is done, so step 3, we are prepared for step 3. So step 3 will put them all together, and it will remove. It will show you that it will create a database format, one-liner information. These multiple lines will be removed in the step 3. Let's click it and see. So you will see that within few seconds, you will see that the one-liner statement is ready for you. So although the lines are there, but they are filtered. These are filtered, right? These are filtered that all the blank lines are removed, right? When they are removed, so all the information are here and the balance. So balance should match. This is the authenticity of the operation, that this balance should match to the closing balance. The closing balance 10273, 10273, right? But this one again tells you there's some rounding difference, right? Rounding difference is still there. Okay. So it has not only that, it has showed you in filter, but it has taken it into the DB. That is database, right? And why the name DB is that if you have multiple accounts, so multiple accounts can be stored so that it can be used to extract the reports covering more than one account, right? Okay, so this is and this is also ready. And then once it is ready here, so we can see the code of the step 3. What is the code of step 3? You right click and then go to the macro and see that by pressing edit. So this is what the step 3 is doing. It is creating in a DB sheet. It is clearing the DB sheet. Everything is cleared and rewritten. This is the top header. Yeah, debit, credit, and balance. And then it is moving all the filtered information to the DB sheet, and that's it. And it's completed. Once this loop is completed, so your bank statement is ready. Once bank statement is ready, you are now ready to run the ledger, right? This ledger is actually the beauty, and it tells you, although this is your own account, you know that how many times have you been on a certain store, and that's fine. But say for how long I have been receiving the remittance, for example, right? Let's remove it, and I want to see the remittance related, right? Remittance related. Yeah. So it will bring all these remittances into my account, right? With the date and the transaction name, ID, and yeah. So 200 in the 2 years, 283,759 rupees have been received through these information, yeah, and into my account, right? So this is all these remittances have arrived, and we may get this clear because this should not be 1900. We will make the correction in the next video, and we will further do more things, discuss more things, making this system more valuable and adding value into it. Okay, thank you very much for joining.